Hello everyone, this is Foxy Papa Smurf, or FPS Gamer for short, and I'm bringing you a showcase of a map that I created in the Halo 2 Anniversary Forge template. It's a map I'm entering for a competition being done by Decmeber as well as a few others. And if you'd like to enter this competition, it ends on December 25th, Christmas, and you can head over to his channel and see the video for yourself. I have a link to it in the description. Now we're starting off on red team side, and we have your main base where all the spawn points are located. And any spawn points or weapons or any things you see placed on the map are kind of placeholders for the moment until I really decide where I want to put things. But for the most part, the geometry of the map is done. This top tier here is where you'll have the majority of the defensive players staying. You have a lot of good vantage points. Right here on this platform is where you'll find the flag if I do ever make it into a capture the flag variant, which I have tested and it works pretty well. And just to note, you're going to hear me say this a few times, but any barriers you see or any sight lines that are there, they're all meticulously placed. I spent a lot of time playtesting and messing around with it, trying to get it so it's really well balanced. And from up here you can see a good majority of the map, but your sight is kind of blocked. On the lower left side you can see right there that anyone up inside that base is going to have a pretty good vantage point, but here down lower they won't be able to see so well. Again, this is some more of the geometry I was talking about that was intentionally placed there, like this bridge, for example, is this first interactive piece we're going to talk about. You might recognize it from another part of this map. And there are tutorials on YouTube that can show you how to get these pieces to play with your map. And this is a little lookout point where you can see onto the lower ground floor. Again, pretty well balanced. You can't see too far that's overpowered. And here I'm just going to show you some of the, some of the little trick jumps that are in here. And there are tons of them. I mean, I'm not even going to show you all of them that are in this map, just in this quick little video. But there are tons of them, and I've probably forgotten about most of them. But they are, like I said, intentionally placed there. These are one of my favorites right here, just to get up to this little bridge. And I'm more of a sneaky kind of player. I'm not the kind that goes out there guns a-blazing. So I really appreciate when people that make maps create maps that can kind of cater to those kind of players as well, and be a little sneakier. And originally, this room up here, I guess we'll call this the attic. This room, originally I was going to have it so you can just walk straight through. Right here, you see kind of there's a path right there. But I felt like you just really didn't get to utilize the space that's up here. And when you have a map with a small footprint like this one, you really try to use all the square footage you can. So even though it kind of arcs around to the right there, you can see the sword spawned temporarily for now. It really helps add to the playability of a small map. Going over to blue side, you see that the sight lines are very intentionally placed there. And you can really use this upper level to sneak up on enemies that may not know that you're coming. And you can see that this really is an exact mirror image of what it is on the red team side. There are a few aesthetic tweaks to it, a few things to kind of help differentiate one side from the other, but the geometry is all there. Coming from the top going down is a great way to sneak up on the enemies that may have no idea that you're actually already in their base. That's very useful to do. As you come down to the ground floor here, I'm going to show you the base level of each of these team sides. We go over here to the left, you're going to see that there really isn't much over here. I placed a shotgun, a couple of plasma grenades. Simpler might be better in this case. We'll come on over here to the ground floor level where you are most likely going to see a majority of the action going on in this map. This is just a direct route, one team to the other. And as we come up this ramp right here, you're coming back into where we originally spawned on red team. And I'm going to show you the next dynamic element of this map, which is actually really the pivotal thing that inspired me to design this map, especially in this location, and that's this gate right here. And Halo 2 has these great new scripting abilities that really lets you change up the way you play on the map. And on a map that's small like this, it's important to be able to change things up periodically. So that's why on a 60-second timer, you'll see this gate will drop, and the gate on the lower level will raise, blocking it off. And like I said, that's on a 60-second timer. So on a small map like this, it's great to be able to change things up, especially because it's so symmetrical. This map can get really repetitive really fast. You're going to see a lot of the same things over and over. So having the ability to change where all the fighting is going to be going on from one moment to the next can really help make your map more more desirable, help change things up. All of these pieces are intentionally placed so that they can be broken down or removed, or it's really dependent on the team and how it plays. While we're down here, I'll just mention one thing. This palm tree, I can't get rid of it. It's one of those things that's placed in the map and there's really no way around it. I placed this building here to try to help get rid of it. There's really no hiding it. So if you have any ideas on how to get rid of it, let me know. It doesn't actually affect the way the game plays at all, but if you have any ideas, I'd love to hear them. So coming down to the ground floor again, you'll see I have these big pillars here. That's because on these small maps, again, it's important to have places to hide. On a bigger map, not as important to have a lot of hiding spots. On a smaller map, yes, it is. And so this main walkway has these pillars that'll protect you in the event that you're trying to get from one side to the other. And I spent a lot of time toying with the aesthetics and also these beams across that can likewise be used. Again, more of these little trick jumps you can use to get from one level to the next. I spent a lot of time working on those, making sure they worked well and that they weren't it wasn't too much cover for the team that was invading, but they still had a chance of getting across to the other side. I think it's pretty well balanced, but if you guys have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. Just put them in the comments below. I really love those maps that have hiding places. Again, I said I'm more of the kind of sneaky player, not necessarily a camper, but somebody that really does enjoy being able to sneak around from one side to the next undetected. A few more of these trick jumps you can use. Like I said, a lot of verticality in the map, and I do enjoy that. You'll remember on Sword Base back in Halo Reach, that ground floor just had all of the action going on, and that was because you can be seen by everyone, so it's important to have those places to hide. And yeah, that's a mongoose, if you were wondering. That is a mongoose. I'm kind of debating the idea. I had this cool little area I could place something in, and I really love small maps, but I also really enjoy having vehicles on here. So I'm not sure how well the vehicle will play out on a Slayer map, which is the intention of this map. Maybe on a Capture the Flag it's a little more viable. It's a quick way to get from one side to the next. On a Slayer, I can see this mongoose just getting completely destroyed in a matter of seconds. But then again, I don't really know. I haven't had enough people at one time playing it to get a good idea of how powerful it would be. So for now, I'll just have it there just to see how it plays. Well, that'll about do it, guys. Thank you so much for listening in. I'm going to go ahead and submit this map on December 25th after I've made any adjustments to it. And at that time, I'll also upload it to my file share so you guys can get a look at the final project. As a matter of fact, I'll probably do an update video on it as well. A quick little video to see, so you guys can see what changes I made to it. So yeah, comment right below if you have any suggestions, or if you have any questions on, for example, the gates or the bridges. I'd love to answer questions as well. Just go ahead and comment and hit that like button down there if you don't mind on your way down. Really appreciate it. I'll have more Forge videos coming. I have a few maps that are basically finished that I want to upload as well. For now, like I said, as I'm a part of this competition that's happening, I'll be spending a lot of time on this particular map until the 25th, really fine-tuning it, but I do have a lot of other projects in the works right now. And also, stay tuned here as well. I'll be covering the Halo 5 multiplayer beta. As soon as that releases, I'll have some footage on that if you want to get an idea of what I think of that and how it plays. But thank you so much for listening, guys, and I'll see you next time.